I think it's safe to go in. Nothing else is happening. So let's try. Ah! What do you want? You got hurt. What now? A mystic barrier blocks a passage in the castle. The orb does not by itself remove the barrier. Something must be done with the machinery. Oh, so this is not enough. Then I guess the machinery is over there. Well, if there is a monster, it's not going to be so nice. I like though these mixtures. Ow! These mixtures between mechanics and magic that Alexander is doing. Come on, Alexander is not such a bad. Well, he's bad, but he's a nice villain. He's a great villain. Another note here?
10th of August, 1839. I cannot believe what I have become. One of the girls escaped and I chased after her all the way upstairs. I hunted her down and... What is her life worth? How many lives can I take before I surrender my own? Sure, I would kill a murderer to save an innocent. But to kill an innocent to save myself? A cold-blooded murderer.
At least Daniel came to realize, okay, just keeping an eye out for monsters, came to realize what kind of monster he became. He became just like Alexander. Actually, no one in this game is, you know, completely clean from these crimes. Probably this is the moment in which he realized that it was too much, and so then he decided to drink the Amnesia tonic or whatever, potion. I think it's better to close this door. And then he understood he's not such a nice person. He saw Alexander for what he truly is, a monster as well. That just decided to, you know, sacrifice whatever life just to save his own. Not even save his own, but, you know, go back to his dimension. Which is still rather important, but, you know. The shadow freed the passage for us, even here. You think I can stop this machinery with the with Agrippa's head? Agrippa, it's time. Just kidding. Maybe with this? No? Oh, you would think that an iron bar would do the trick. Maybe this piece of metal? It's not large enough. Well, another cogwheel maybe. No? Hammer? Well, this is large enough, don't you think? Where is that I can use it? Nowhere. Then what is large enough? Wooden crank? Well, Agrippa, if I find nothing else to block this machinery, maybe a chair from upstairs? Just hope the monster won't be nearby. A box? Stone maybe? Come on, this is rather big. This should do the trick. Unless I need something specific. Oh! Well, now people must be angry. Oh, but I'm feeling better. Great. How are you feeling, Daniel? That's a brute. Which hopefully won't come here. Do you hear the brute? I closed the door. Let's get a ladder. If the brute arrive, I could simply throw Agrippa's head to him. Come on, I cannot die now. heard the brute, but I'm afraid to go up. Theoretically, the door is closed. Do I hear the brute patrolling? Hey! Yes, there is the brute. Why is the door open? What is this bullshit? Why was the door open? This is the bullshit of this game. Because I closed the door. I was about to kill myself going up here. Luckily I decided to wait. I decided to wait and not, you know, go up here and trusting the fact that the door should have been closed. The brute is not supposed to open the door like that. Oh, I would have been so mad if I died like this. Yeah. You can do what you want, but I will wait here for a little bit. We are so close. We are so close to the end. I'm not dying now. And even if the brute breaks the door... Look, this is a great hideout. But let's search for even better hideouts. Probably that is the best one. Maybe here. Nah. Well, yes. Good luck finding me here, brute. This is like the safest place of them all. Like the brute cannot physically get me here even. For a second I thought I was stuck. Even if he sees me, there is no way that he can get me here, so... Now let's go check. I waited quite a while. Bullshitting around as usual. So let's open this door and check if the brute is patrolling. Hopefully it went to the right, because I have to go to the left. If he went to the left and is waiting for me there, that's a problem. Okay, so far so good. I totally did not remember that there was a brute around here. And keeping a finger on the shift key, ready to run back. But everything is fine now. Wait. Run. Don't care. Inner sanctum. I don't want to do anything about what was happening back there. Inner sanctum. And we are very close to the end. Whew. Is the shadow shouting at me to move. What the hell is this? Okay. I open 2 gates. Oh, this looks so ancient, but for sure it's fantasy.
August 1839. It's not fair. I'm not to blame.
Oh, really?
I've been manipulated by that demon. He played my guilty conscience and duped me into facing the shadow alone. That vile, conspiring man. He expects me to meet my death as he steals power beyond imagination. Alexander, I will kill you for what you have done. If only the shadow had caught me in London or Algeria, I wouldn't have to suffer this humiliation. You made me a murderer, a monster. And now, I merely await my death. I am too weak to press on. I can hardly stand as my knees fail me. I cannot see as my eyes are dressed in tears. I am as broken as the men I've tortured. If only I could wipe my fear away, as we did with them.
Well, it is true that Alexander manipulated him. This is like an altar for a sacrifice. Should poke myself to use my blood for something? Well, so far, not really. It doesn't seem like I have to do anything. It is true what Daniel said, but again, he had a choice. He had a choice. And I feel sorry for him for that. But again, he has his faults. Everyone in this game has. Also Agrippa and Vire, in my opinion. That's why I don't really like them, other than their ending. Maybe I have to do this to use my blood to open the inner sanctum. Ow. I guess so. I guess so. Don't worry, Daniel, I will use a laudanum. Where did I get stuck there? And also here. Oop. Ow, I'm dying. Come on! A wound is bleeding quite badly. For a little pokey. Even use 2 laudanum. I know that the game is about to end anyway. Could have removed so much damage for just a little pokey. Pokey? The door will not open. But maybe now that I use my blood, the heavy door is sealed shut. Search for a way to open it. Maybe pulling the lever again. Come on, we're almost there, Daniel. No? Damn it. Damn, Daniel. There must be something here. Oh, I have to step into the circle? What? What is it? This became red. If you were smarter, Daniel, you would read one of these books and probably they would be about the ritual that we have to do. Maybe now I have to do the... Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm getting sick. I'm getting sick. Stay at the light, Daniel. Double light. We cannot faint now. We're so close. Get out of the way. Burn your face off, stupid insects. Disgusting. Head is pounding and hands are shaking. That haven't really did a number of my mind. And I'm almost out of oil as well. Ugh. I cannot risk to go on like this. I'm not sure if earlier I was crystal clear or a slight headache, but I cannot risk to do that again right now. We are so close, Daniel. We are so close. Look, double light. Double light. You can't ask more than this. I have to wait for him to feel better now. I don't think that would kill me, but, you know, something bad might happen. You always have to consider, you have always to leave a bit of room for something unexpected to happen. I hope this part is not timed, because the part in the prison was timed, that if you didn't act fast enough, the shadow would arrive and kill you. I hope this is not the case, because Daniel is being a pussy. I mean, he's getting so scared right now, but we are very close. As far as I can tell, on the other side of this door, there should be Alexander. Then again, maybe Daniel doesn't know that. Then again, he might have already been into the inner sanctum to the rituals, so he might actually know that. Come on, no, I'm not moving from here. As long as you still have your head is pounding and your hands shaking. Let's try, come on, triple light. Quadruple light. Look at that. What more? Quintuple light. What more do you want? Praise the sun, Daniel. Praise the sun, a slight headache. That's what I thought. Let's put more oil. I'm almost out of oil, but... What? They're talking about Daniel. I hope something bad won't happen again. Here. Take out the lantern. Oh dear. Oh shit. Run, 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 run. Get out of here. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. I'm feeling so bad. I'm feeling so bad. Run, Daniel. Don't you dare fainting on me, orb chamber. Whoo. Mine caught. Well, I hope that sound means that my sanity got a bit better. Not really.
I was wondering if you were going to show up. I see Agrippa convinced you to run some errands. Tell me, is everything nice and clear now? Am I the villain?
We're kinda all the villain.
Good and evil. Such comforting concepts, but hardly applicable. Are you so blind that you see no good in me or evil in Agrippa?
If you have followed my playthrough, you should know that I do. Now, I should wait for the portal to open, and then I would throw Agrippa's head into the portal. Okay, good job, Daniel, feeling better. But, well, Agrippa, take a good look, because you're not going to get it. I'm sorry.
No, don't do that.
Sorry, Daniel. It's a what, Alexander?
I realize you doubt my intentions. Why would I take such extreme measures to save your life?
I don't want to listen to your stories. You might convince me
I'm saving mine.
to do what you want to do.
You are ruining it.
I'm sorry, Alexander. I actually feel sorry. I'm sorry. I need an epic ending for this playthrough.
A prisoner of circumstance, trapped in a world I no longer recognize.
I know that.
As you gain your freedom, will you deny?
Hey, you did the same though with many prisoners.
So close, closer than I've been.
I'm sorry. You went too far, Alexander. You went too far.
You killed us. You killed us both.
Are you really sure about that? Run, Daniel! By the way, why are you naked, Alexander? I'm terribly sorry. Oh, it's not killing me, huh?
It was my greatest triumph, and I never looked back. You think I was afraid, fleeing Brennenburg? Huh. Quite the contrary. I knew it was my purgatory, hellfire made to wash away my sins. There's no denying the things I've done, but I have paid my tribute. I gave them that awful man. I did the right thing.
And here ends my playthrough of Amnesia: The Dark Descent hard mode. Whew. I'm surprised I managed to finish it without ever dying. Quite proud of myself. Was quite unexpected. Now I have the chance to talk about Amnesia: The Dark Descent. I never really had the chance to talk about this game. I think it deserves its legendary status. I mean, legendary maybe it's a bit too much, but especially among the people who follow YouTubers, everyone knows really this game. I'm sure that in future, oh, such an epic soundtrack, in future, in 10-20 years, this will still be considered a horror masterpiece because of the plot, of the music, and the atmosphere. Those are the three main qualities of this game. The plot, in my opinion, is a great plot. It's one of those plots that does not explain everything, but also is not a plot that it's very simple and banal and obvious. After all, if you think about it, in the end, Daniel won't ever know exactly what a shadow is and or what it does, won't know where does Alexander come from or how he ended up in this dimension, where do the monsters come from, where did Vayer go, and also where did Agrippa wanted to go. But after all, if you think about it, if the story was real, Daniel wouldn't know those things, and therefore it suits quite well. Therefore, I really like this style of plot, even because if you compare it to the plot of Machine for Pigs, it's also much less complicated, it's much more clear. There are these secrets that will remain secrets until the end, but at the same time you can kind of recover your memory and build the story of Daniel and Alexander. While in A Machine for Pigs, it's everything much more confused. You never know if what you're seeing is an hallucination of Mandus. It's almost as if Mandus is always like suffering from a very high fever. Also, the notes in A Machine for Pigs are so confused. Therefore, I really love instead this kind of storytelling. This kind of plot is, in my opinion, is the best. Another famous aspect of Amnesia, The Dark Descent, is the atmosphere. The atmosphere, absolutely one of the best, in my opinion. Especially the slow build-up that became very famous. You don't see a monster until, what, I don't know, 3 hours into the game? Maybe because I play slowly. It's, in my opinion, another thing very well made. The soundtrack and the sound effects are amazing. The graphics a bit less, but for sure it's compensated by the sound department. The soundtrack, the peaceful one, which is very famous when you are in the back room, in the back hall actually, with the statues and the fountain, you've just passed hell through the zone that was flooded, with the Kaerk hunting for you. Well, that is one of the most memorable gaming moments for me, because it's a, peaceful part in between hellish, terrible and scary parts. The chase music, this ambience music, the ambience music of the study rooms, those are absolutely great soundtracks to me. The sound effects are scary as hell. If you look at the design of the monsters, in my opinion, they are not so scary. I guess it's very original, the design of the Kaerk. That is scary, even because you don't see it. But without a great sound effect of the Kaerk roaring and, eating the meat, when the brute spawns and starts searching for you, that is terrifying. Even if you don't even see it. The sound effects really compensate the not great graphics of this game, not scary design of monsters. They're not bad, absolutely, but their sound is what really terrifies you. The insanity mechanics is also very challenging, something that you should be careful about, especially here in the hard mode. And another nice thing that added a lot of longevity to this game, compared especially to A Machine for Pigs, is the possibility to create and play custom stories. There are so many custom stories of Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Another thing that should tell you how appreciated was this game. There are still people in forums making custom stories, and just take a look at how many custom stories, Amnesia custom stories, were played on YouTube. You are basically able to live so many more adventures compared to a game that does not allow custom stories. I also really like the characters. All of them, from Daniel to Alexander to Agrippa and Vayer. Well, Vayer, we really don't know much about him in the game, but they have all strong personalities, and they all have good sides and bad sides. Usually, compared to others, I see more the good side of Alexander, even if at the end, as you saw, I decided to kill him to achieve the revenge ending, while I can clearly see the bad side from Agrippa and especially Daniel. But in the end, I think this ending that I chose is the artistically speaking, the best one, the most scenographic one with Daniel passing through hellfire and the purgatory of Castle Brandenburg, and in the end managing to achieve his revenge to maybe avenge a bit the deaths that he also had part in all the tortures to allow Alexander to experiment. In the end, though, he kind of redeemed himself. You can see that also from the fact that the Shadow spared him. The Shadow is a big question mark in this game. It's this curse. It's described as the universe itself that is trying to claim back the orb, and whoever tried to mess with it. Maybe the Shadow decided to spare spare Daniel because he killed Alexander. He gave Alexander to the Shadow. The Shadow almost helping Daniel in his quest, unlocking doors, breaking walls, helping him escape from the Kaerk. It's almost as if the Shadow was giving a chance to Daniel to redeem himself and go kill Alexander. You gave me the main perpetrator or these atrocities who experimented with the orb power for so long, so you are free to go. You were his pawn after all. Also, this theory agrees with the Agrippa's ending, which, spoiler alert, you throw Agrippa's head into the portal and then the Shadow kills both you and Alexander. In that case, the Shadow does not spare you. But this is considered the good ending because basically Agrippa and Weyer resurrect Daniel into the other world, into the other dimension. But artistically speaking, it's a bit, lame as an ending because it's much less scenographic than the revenge ending that I achieved. It's a bit, anticlimactic, a bit disappointing. There is also the third ending, the one in which you just enter the room and wait for Alexander to complete his ritual. Alexander goes back into his dimension, Daniel gets killed by the Shadow, and Alexander basically thanks Daniel for his sacrifice and tells him that he will be remembered forever in his dimension. That also is an ending that I was tempted to get because, as I said, I pity Alexander for wanting to go back to his love. We don't know how he ended up in this dimension, in our dimension, but he really wanted to go back. What made me not spare him is that he went too far to achieve this thing. He just decided that everyone else's life was worthless compared to his, and so they were sacrificable pawns to his goals. That is something that I could not accept, especially because he tortured all those people, and I consider torture as the worst thing that a human being can do. Or, well, in this case, Alexander is not a human being, but you know what I mean. If he just killed them, maybe I would almost feel that, all those lives were for nothing, if in the end I just prevent Alexander from going back to his dimension. But torture, no, I cannot accept that. Plus, this ending is, in my opinion, really great. The quotes of Daniel are amazing. Another thing that is very nice in this game, and really appreciated, is that everything has a physics, almost everything at least. You can interact with many objects, there are puzzles based on physics, and sometimes the object that you pick up is absolutely useless, sometimes it's the key to the puzzle. Another thing that, in my opinion, they messed up in the Machine for Pigs, because you could pick up only the things that were useful for the puzzle. It was much easier to understand how to solve a puzzle. So I really think that Amnesia: The Dark Descent deserves its fame. Talking about this hard mode, again, I'm proud that I managed to make it without ever dying. Sorry if it wasn't that exciting, but again, if I wanted to finish it without ever dying, I had to play it very slowly, avoiding monsters as much as possible and waiting at the light for a lot of time. It's a nice thing that was added many years after the game came out, and this also shows how much this game was appreciated. I took this chance to actually make videos on Amnesia: The Dark Descent, since I never did, because it's an old game. I just played a couple of mods. I just decided, yeah, why not? Let's challenge myself with this. So I didn't really have a chance to see if those monsters were really that faster and smarter, and they would see you much more easily. In my opinion, that was a good idea to make the monsters better, but on the other hand, maybe the danger of the sanity, or the insanity, I should say, was a bit too much. It became a bit tedious and a bit boring, being always after the insanity, being careful, always staying at the light. In my opinion, they either had to not put this thing that you die as soon as you faint to the ground, or maybe give you more tinder boxes to light stuff, because without tinder boxes it's really hard to keep your sanity. It's not easy. Or maybe put just 2 or 3 potions of sanity hidden in the game, and that would really help you in critical situations. I think that could have been done better, but again, it's not a bad thing. It was really challenging, I must say. So, I think I said everything that I wanted to say. Maybe I will add something else eventually, who knows? But in the end, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this playthrough if you followed it all. Sorry again if it was, not exciting as someone else's playthrough. I tried my best to achieve 0 deaths for this run. So again, I'm SurroundEdByFreaks, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next playthrough, whatever I will play. Bye bye.